Hello my darlings, hope you're all doing well. Liz Lily here. And there's a very special reason why this video has found you today. It's because the fates are about to intervene in your life story. So why don't we go ahead and find out what the intervention is going to be and how it's about to change your life. I have 3 options for this reading for you. Option number 1 with an amethyst, option number 2 with this rainbow pyrite, and option number 3 with this green aventurine. See which one you're mostly drawn to, don't overthink it, and let's go ahead and begin. My lovely option number 1, if you guys were drawn to the amethyst, and welcome to your reading. Get comfy. Let's take a look at how fates are about to intervene. At first, maybe they're going to give me a little bit of a background to your situation, or not. Maybe they just want to jump straight into the intervention. Let me see. Okay, so this is absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know who I'm doing a reading for over here, guys, but there's something so magical about you. And it kind of feels like, don't get freaked out, but it kind of feels like somebody from the other side has been watching you and kind of waiting for you to reach a particular stage in order to get you some sort of information, or in order for you to get to a certain level of understanding, enlightenment, maybe being able to cope with something, or maybe being able to let go of something. But you know what? I don't like all those maybes, so I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. You know, I like my in-depth readings. So let me go ahead and take a look at what is it that you're ready to do, ready to know, ready to release. Because here it's like they're showing you they're brewing a potion. And interesting how at the bottom of the deck I have this energy of love. So it's either a new love or a love that feels renewed, taking in the next level when it comes to a particular relationship. But anyways, back to the magic potion over here. Like, some of the ingredients weren't ripe yet, right? Some of the ingredients, they weren't ready, they were lost in the post. But here everything seems to be coming together, right? And there's like a massive intervention that's being planned over here. But let me see, what was the final stage? Yeah, so you were holding on to a particular transformation that was taking place. And the death came through in reverse as an indication that you were really holding on to something or somebody, really holding on to something. Like, you were so afraid to go into this new stage, into this new chapter, because it would be quite difficult for you, quite traumatic. I'm not gonna lie that yes, when we're talking about transformation through the death card, we're talking about something that can be quite difficult. But see, you were really holding on, and you were spending more time and energy resisting that change, to be honest with you. You weren't ready to accept your own power, your own force. It's almost like some of you couldn't believe it, and others of you were kind of afraid of your own power. And now the time has come for you to stop being afraid of your own power and how influential you can be and how successful you can be. For a strong majority of you, you know what I'm seeing, like there's a very strong influence from a father figure. Especially if you were a girl, I kind of get somebody who wasn't too happy that they got a girl, and they weren't too happy with the fact that you weren't the so-called successor, if you know what I mean. And that made you feel restricted. That made you feel like you had to prove something to this father figure. I wanted to say father person, but anyways, I'm not going to dive too deep into it because I know it can be very traumatizing. But you know what? I think right now what they're saying is that you're ready to unleash your full potential, regardless of your gender, regardless of expectations. But your life was heavily influenced by a man who always wanted you to be somebody else. Maybe they wanted you to live the life that they couldn't live, and they thought that you could only do it as a boy. And even if you are a man watching this, there's still this energy, you know, of like failed expectations, or expectations set so unrealistically high that you were never going to meet them anyways. And even if you did, they would still be unhappy with something. So I'm getting somebody who's was just being silly over here. But the interesting thing is, they're saying that you can achieve so much more over here with your own potential and with you detaching from trying to fulfill those expectations. Oh my gosh. Because the fates are going to interfere, guys, and they're coming to interfere in a very, very big way. Because first and foremost, again, regardless of the gender, you're going to see your worth and value in who you are. And that opens a huge door. I mean, it's not even like a little door, a little window. No, that opens a huge door to abundance to come into your life. Yeah? Because that divine intervention is going to take away the burdens. It's going to take away the burdens. And now as you drink this potion of wealth, this potion of freedom, this potion of whatever it's going to be, I'm going to take a look in a minute, you're going to feel much lighter. Because here you were expecting something from yourself that, like you guys, I don't know, maybe you thought you were superhuman, but you were expecting yourself to be beautiful and sporty and successful and happy and healed and you know, all of those unrealistic things. Like you can't be superhuman, like you literally can't. And I think this is what your transformation is about, where you literally take the scissors, cut yourself some slack, and cut the people with just a bunch of BS away from your life, even if they were once your idols, if they were once your authority figures. So basically, in simpleton, what is it? What's the expression? In layman terms, put down simply, right? I think you guys are going through a separation here with the father figure and expectations and all of those things. Yeah, and you're learning to love yourself. Some of you guys could be in your 30s, you could be 37, 38, 39. It doesn't matter. In your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, it does not matter. But here, the energy starts shifting, and the fates are about to intervene, and I'm going to take a look in a second in more details. But basically, the point is where the strategy that you use to motivate yourself shifts from not being happy with yourself, having to push yourself, into loving and compassionate energy. Loving and compassionate energy. So, let me see. With this deck, hopefully the glare is not going to be too much. More details about this, more information. And then I want to see exactly how this happens, if the cards are going to show me. The Void. Okay, so you might already be in it. Okay, so let me say this. For a lot of you, my darlings, you've already almost finished with the old story, and the new one hasn't fully started yet, and you're like stuck in the middle, and you're like, what the hell is going on? It's like literally you're stuck between like before and after, but the now that you're experiencing feels like the void. You're like, I lost everything, I disconnected, and then it's like, what's going on? There's nobody here. But I feel like that final stage is going to be where the intervention comes through, where the fates are about to intervene. Yeah, because right now they keep showing me darkness. Being in the dark, not knowing the way, not knowing where to go, the death over here, the void, the darkness. It can all be a little bit scary. But my darlings, you know what they say, it's only in the darkness that you can see your own light. And you can notice how brightly you shine without reflecting anything, right? Without reflecting anything. So maybe it kind of feels before you were in this energy where you were constantly reflecting something or somebody, right? Somebody's expectations, somebody's whatnot. Anyways, I'm not going to get too preachy on you over here. But you're learning to surrender. Beautiful. Beautiful. So this intervention is going to kind of force you a little bit. It's kind of like a magical kick up your bum. The one that you needed in order just to cut all the cords and surrender to the power of you. Because you know what the funny thing is, when you stop going against the current, against the flow knows where to carry you. And the flow is part of your intuition. It's part of your faith, right? And the fates are about to intervene and teach you how to go through this energy of rebirth, okay? Go through the energy of rebirth. Now then, why don't we go ahead and take a look at exactly maybe how it's going to happen. I'm going to get as much details as possible over here, guys. But sometimes, because this is a general reading, and because this is something where you guys could sabotage the intervention, maybe they're not going to get as detailed as you want them to. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look. Right, so it is going to be happening through love, for love. Okay, so we all know that true love starts with us, right? And I do see that coming your way, absolutely. But let me say this, it kind of feels like when we're talking about love, when we're talking about relationships, you're going to meet somebody who's the complete opposite of that person that had a great influence on you, of that father figure. Because it kind of feels that maybe in relationships you weren't able to be happy or to find somebody who you truly want to be with, because you were kind of subconsciously looking for that approval, looking for that sort of person in other people. Here what I'm seeing is somebody completely different comes your way. And maybe at first you're going to be like, ooh, this is not my type, or ooh, this is what, and this is boring, this is this and that. But let's get a little bit more detail, because here the fates are sending true love your way. If you're already in a relationship, if you already have that significant other, guys, it kind of feels like they're going to be coming through very strongly during this period of time to show you their true feelings towards you. If you're single, let's dig a little bit deeper. See, number 8 is coming through very strongly over here. It could be that when it comes to your career, when it comes to your finances, things aren't going too well. You kind of been misled over here. And yeah, when it comes to your love life, it hasn't been going too well either, right? But here the divine intervention is where you detach and you disconnect from people who were giving you the bare minimum, right? It's like that saying go, you weren't asking for too much, you were just asking the wrong person. Just asking the wrong person. Because they keep showing me, like, you know, those people who don't want to really give you anything because they have nothing to give. Nothing to give. And here the divine intervention is going to be in the form, apart from everything else I just mentioned, the fates are about to intervene because they're sending you a person who's going to be completely different, who's going to choose you, who's going to shift your awareness to being happy, to being you, who's going to love you pretty much unconditionally, and with whom you're going to be able to grow. See, there's a lot of growth that's being indicated over here, a lot of abundance. And for quite a few of you, you're going to find your calling. You're going to find your calling, my darlings. Literally, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you meant to do? What is it that you came to do? I'm not going to go too much into detail. I'm going to make a separate video on what your purpose is. But for a lot of you, it's very different. Some of you, you know, you're meant to become entrepreneurs. For others of you, you're meant to become composers. For some of you, I'm seeing like the main thing for you in this incarnation is to learn how to love and be loved. So there are different things. But with this particular person, the divine intervention is that they're sending you this person in order for you to change your whole idea of how to accept yourself and what love truly is, right? So my darlings, if you like this reading and you like these energies, claim them down in the comments below. If you're up for a personal read, send me an email. Check my Patreon page out and take good care of your fantastic selves now. Bye. My amazing option and number 2, the shiny, sparkly, out of this world looking rainbow pyrites. Get comfy. Let's go ahead and talk to your fates. They want you to know that they're about to intervene. Let's see what's happening, why they're intervening, how they're going to do it, why it's needed. This is the Oracle of Visions that I'm starting your reading off with. And let's see what it has to say maybe about your current situation or the intervention itself. As usual, I'm leaving the cards some space to say whatever it is that they want to say. Okay, a lot of you, you've been waiting for a very long time. You guys are missing somebody, longing for somebody. If you're in a relationship, your partner could be away or maybe become a little bit of distant. If you're single, you are so freaking fed up of being single. You're absolutely stunning. Some of you might have like this major issue with your self-esteem. You might be somebody who compares themselves a lot to somebody you see on Insta or somebody you see in movies, but you need to understand you're completely stunning. Number 3 and 8 are incredibly important for you for whatever reason. This could be your age. This could be a particular time frame that the cards are hinting at. Maybe the intervention is going to be happening within the next 38 days. But here, let me say something very important. Whatever it is that you guys have been waiting for is about to come into your life. And it is going to come with an intervention. I almost want to give you a hug over here, my amazing option number 2, because I feel that you are being misunderstood, literally misunderstood by a lot of people. There's so much talent and there's so much love and there's so much grace within you, but it feels like you have been hiding yourself away for such a long time over here. For such a long time. Maybe you feel like the world just doesn't get you, and all you want to do is find a home, find your soul tribe, and just not deal with the bullshit anymore. And honestly, a lot of you, you're so talented, you're so tender, but you were kind of forced to create a particular shell around yourself. And you guys, you could really do with a hug. So as much as I can, I'm giving you a big hug, right? Almost similar positions. So I really like how it's shifting over here, my darlings, because once more there's the magic within you that's about to be awakened. A lot of you, my amazing option number 2, you have psychic abilities. You might have stopped believing in them. You might have felt again misunderstood or judged or laughed at because of those abilities, but it's only because you were kind of showing them and opening up to the wrong people. There's a lot of creativity that's hidden within you: books, music, designs, paintings. You have this energy within you of somebody who's very talented, and you're not talented just in one area, you're talented in a lot of areas. But you know what the problem is? Nobody really believes in you. And that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that you stop believing in yourself and you don't see your own magic. You don't see your own magic over here. Number 3 is coming through. It's so important. Okay, maybe life path number 3, born in March, born on the 3rd. And again, we have, if we're putting 1 and 2 together, we have 3. And right now, something is being born, or something is about to be born over here. See, you guys are, not to put any pressure on you, but I feel for a lot of you, you're meant to come up with a particular invention that's going to make people's lives much better. You're also somebody who came here to have an influence on people, whether it's through your arts, crafts, or teaching. You might be somebody who's very good with kids. If you're not, if the kids part doesn't resonate with you, the kid, we're just going to take it as a metaphor for creating something new and innovative. Also, the stars are coming through as your guides. So you might have this extraterrestrial vibe to you, and I absolutely love it. But a lot of you're misunderstood. Maybe even you wanted to get a tattoo, you always wanted to get a tattoo, you're in the process of choosing a particular tattoo, but you know those aren't just drawings, you know that there's energy in it, and so on and so forth. And there's a strong energy of letter V that's coming through. V, O, and M. And as I was saying to option number 1, the same is happening to you. Somebody is watching you get reborn. Your guides, your angels, they're saying the time is now. The time is now. So this is a timeless reading, but honestly, 38 days. For some of you, 12 weeks maximum. Yeah, up to 3 months. This intervention is going to take place. Now then, what is this intervention going to be about? Let me see. You guys have such a beautiful soul, a beautiful body, beautiful soul, but you're just massively misunderstood. And for a lot of you, I feel like there's such a yearning to be understood, to be accepted, to be seen, to be cherished. A massive yearning. It's like you're hungry, you're constantly hungry, you can't feed your soul. So you might be choosing coping mechanisms such as overeating or binge watching something, right? I also feel like there's a very strong energy of needing to be in a different place, being called to a particular place. Maybe it's not particular to you right now, but your subconscious, your higher self, is guiding you towards this new beginning. And I feel for a lot of you, it has a lot to do with nutrition. It has a lot to do with nutrition of your body, of your soul. Maybe some of you want to work as a nutritionist, or you already are working with a nutritionist and kind of understanding how the good foods affect you. But with the new moon over here and the kind of the baby that's waiting to be born over here, there's such an amazing energy of you ending up in a different place. And again, we have another number 2, number 3, number 2. So 3s and 2s are very, very important. Okay, show me a little bit more. The path. Okay, guys, let me say this. It feels like you are, I want to say it's like prison, mental prison, or feeling like you might be stuck in a country or in a place or in a city or in an area that feels very restricted right now. You might not be able to leave because of a visa, because of what's going on in the world. And at this particular moment, you might have to be waiting for some sort of opportunity to open up, for a visa, for an invitation, for some sort of miracle. I hear for a lot of you, you're waiting for a miracle. And the divine intervention for you, my darlings, over here, it's going to be a very surprising, almost out of nowhere path to either a different country, a different state, a different something, right? Because you're getting out of this energy of winter, of waiting, into this energy of spring. You're ready. You're ready to start living a much, much, much better life. Now, I must say this, the second time this card comes through, that has everything to do with conception. If you, my darlings, are wanting to have a baby, it feels like very possible within the time period that I've given you at the beginning of your reading, this could be happening. If you're not ready, just keep that in mind, that you're going to be very fertile. And it could be for some of you, you might be getting your paperwork through getting pregnant. Yeah? Or getting somebody pregnant. Either way, my dears, the world opens up. The world opens up. And why is it important that it's opening up? Because the fates, they're like, okay, it's time we take charge. Why is it important? Because again, you don't see your beauty. You're not experiencing the joy that you could experience. And there's so much more for you to learn. Some of you guys are freaking out that you can't learn something, that you can't teach something, that you're not going to be able to. It's like I keep hearing like teaching old dogs new tricks. And I don't care how old you are. Here, the fates are saying it's time for you to learn how to be happy. For a lot of you, you don't know how to be truly happy, truly joyful, how to protect your boundaries over here, how to feel beautiful. For some of you, if you're interested in psychology, they're showing me that you might end up studying psychology or becoming a psychologist, psychoanalyst. But you are so, so stunning. Because here they're showing me a glow up, a massive glow up. And if we're looking at the very basic level, we're just looking at, for some of you, there's a very specific message, guys, that if you want to study things like beauty, things like whatever, anything that has to do with beauty, you're going to be able to do so. So how's the intervention going to take place? Give me details. Give me some details for my lovely option number 2. Oh, the camera is overheating. How are the fates going to intervene? Okay, so it's going to be quite simple. For you, my lovely option number 2, first and foremost, and I don't like to talk about health in my readings, I always say that, but I need to mention this. They're showing me that there's going to be improvement in your mental health, that there's going to be a very positive shift where you're going to start believing in yourself. Now, this is going to happen because somebody with this energy of the King of Cups comes through and literally lifts you up. Not only are they going to lift you up, they're actually going to show you a way when it comes to the Judgment and the Four of Swords, how to cope with certain things, but they're also going to show you the right way to channel your talents, and they're going to help you develop it. They bring you into a group of people that activate your talents, that see it. You're basically finding your audience. And you become much calmer. You become much, much calmer. There's definitely an indication of some of your gifts becoming more apparent. It's like somebody opens you up. They're saying it's time to open up. There's definitely an activation that's being shown over here, my darlings. DNA activation, where you might be learning something new, but you're going to feel like you already know this, and you'll be like, oh my God, what's going on over here? Because you have money coming through over here, but for now it's blocked when it comes in reverse. So any blockages that have to do with money is going to be removed. And when it comes to visas, when it comes to finding a way, you're also going to be redirected to a person or group of people who are going to tell you a way which you haven't seen before, which you didn't know about before. And for a lot of you, you're packing your suitcases and you're saying sayonara, you're saying goodbye. That's it. You're leaving. You're leaving, darlings, on a jet plane, and you don't know if you'll be back again. For a lot of you, probably not, because honestly, you're going to a place that is much, much, much better for you, and where you are going to be able to finally collaborate with the right people. People that lift you up rather than bring you down. And people who will show you how to channel your talents and your energies, which brings you to a lot of abundance. And another important thing, guys, fates are going to intervene. Here, if somebody owes you money, or if somebody has stolen something from you, some sort of creation or your project or whatnot, you're going to be very, very surprised how the fates are going to intervene, how you're going to get the money and the recognition. This is going to be a complete surprise. So remember this reading when it happens. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up when it does. Or you could do it before. All right, my darlings, this is where I'm going to end your reading. If you liked it, claim its magic down in the comments below. For personal reading, send me an email. The email is in the description box below this video. So is the link to my Patreon with over 140 exclusive videos. Make sure to check it out. Alright guys, take care of your beautiful selves now. Bye. My fantastic green aventurine. Hi and welcome to your reading, my darlings. Get comfy. Why don't we go ahead and find out how the fates are about to intervene, what's about to change for you. So let's see what the cards have to say. Whether they're going to tell me a little bit about your current situation or they want to get straight to the point. As usual, I'm leaving space in my readings for the universe to deliver you the exact message that you need to hear. This is the Visions, the Oracle of Visions. How very interesting. So it feels like right now, guys, you're going through this period of like disappointment with a lot of things. Disappointment with the world, disappointment maybe even with spirituality, disappointment with things that aren't really working for you. And you're learning to lean on yourselves, right? It feels like you're in a hopeless situation right now, right? But as usual, everything is not what it seems. And this is the same thing with you, that everything is not what it seems. You're setting something free. You're finally having the courage to set something free over here. For some of you, you literally, guys, I don't know what it is, but you have a very strong connection with cats. With cats, with nature as a whole. You have a beautiful heart. It's being shown to me over here. You might be a little bit naive, but now you're kind of transitioning into a different stage of your life, right? Where everything that was working before isn't working anymore, right? And you kept trying and trying and trying and trying and manifesting and doing whatever, but it kind of feels like nothing has worked, right? And you've been doing all your mantras and everything else, but nothing has worked so far. And it almost feels like you're like a little bit hopeless over here. Waiting for the message, waiting for, look at this, some of you might have a cat or a dog, or you literally guys want to get a cat or a dog. You're waiting for communication from somebody. You're waiting for somebody to say something to you, to deliver you some sort of news. And you've been waiting for a while. And for a lot of you, my darlings, option number 3, you are being manipulated. And I think now the disappointment and the harsh truth is starting to set in, because it feels like you were manipulated to play a particular role for a very, very long time in your life. You're about to set yourself free. Because now you go to the point where you're like, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what tools to use. Nothing is working. The universe, help me. Okay, well, this is kind of your answer from the universe. And it might sound weird for a lot of you, but you are on the right track. See, the universe had to push you to this point where you are right now in order for you to see the harsh truth. It's going to piss you off, but it's also going to set you free. So I'm going to break this down a little bit more, because here, honestly, what I want to do is just give you the uplifting energy that comes through in the reading for you, where you might think it's the end, but it's not. It's just the beginning. But you're being very strongly manipulated, and before maybe you were closing your eyes not to see it, especially when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to love. But now you're opening your eyes up. You lost your mojo, my darlings, haven't you? You lost your mojo, and because of that, the money isn't really coming in. Yeah, it's time for that rebirth. It's time for a completely different way of thinking. And the universe is going to show you the true face of some people. The fates are stepping in. They're going to create a particular situation over here in order for you to just finally close the chapter, because it feels like you could be in a codependent relationship. You could be in a third-party situation. You could be in a relationship where you literally are wondering what the hell is going on. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, although I feel for a lot of you it is. It could also be a relationship with your parents, with your siblings, with your in-laws, maybe even. And of course, colleagues. But it's time for you to show the world what you're made of, honestly. Because here, what the difficulty might be, and I know for a lot of you, it must be a very difficult situation based on the cards. They're saying that you're going to overcome those difficulties in such a beautiful, graceful, and light-hearted way that they'll just be in awe. And you'll be like, see you later. See ya later. Yeah. See, you're getting your mojo back. You're getting your power back. For some reason, I'm like getting a blank mind over here, because this is what they're saying, that the intervention, it's going to wipe the slate clean. So for a lot of you, you guys are surrounded by frenemies. I'm sorry to say, but you already knew this. You already knew this, and this is just a confirmation that the fates are going to step in. They're going to interfere, because they're saying, okay, it's time for you to put an end to this. It's time for you to just experience this pain once and for all, and to move on. Because it wasn't really you who got yourself into this situation. It was people's so-called, can't remember what it's called. But you know, when they want to like wish you well, but truly they just can't wait to see you fail. And you're being led towards other people. You're being led towards other people. Why? A very specific message for some of you. You guys are meant to write a book, a screenplay. And it's time for you to become a part of a family. It's time for you to create a new story, a new tribe. It's time for you to stop being the creator for somebody else and to be the creator for yourself. You've been trying so hard to fit in here. And the fates are like, no, it's time. It's time. So now I feel like there's a lot of chaotic energy that's going to be entering your life. But you need this chaotic energy to wake you up. So I don't know if the Tower card is going to come through. I do have the Death card at the bottom of the deck, where they are showing me a transformation. I'm just going to go with the flow. A lot of chaotic energy. See, the fates are going to give you an opportunity for a new start. Because once you detach, there's an indication of a new chance. To create more money, to create something very long lasting, to see the truth. For some reason, they're showing me you being at the rock bottom at this particular moment and swimming up for air, swimming up to see the sun again, swimming up to get out of a very difficult situation. And the fates are going to intervene by helping you cut the cords. Let me get more information. I know you guys want to speed it up. I feel like right now you want me to speed things up. But they're saying it's very important that you don't try to skip through all of the stages of like finding out, realizing, detaching, all of that. Just so that you go through your closure. Yeah, because see, now there's this energy of inaction or feeling like you're unable to take action. The fates are going to intervene to show you how to get rid of the fear, to free yourself, and to go into the action of change. You're afraid of change, very afraid of change. You're resisting change right now. You don't see the way, but the way is going to be shown to you through self-love. And once again, guys, I want you to really like breathe out over here, because the solution is going to be so simple, so incredibly simple. It's going to be so simple, you won't be able to believe it. And the fates are intervening by making you see that you can cut the cords that were literally holding you back, right, over here, so that you're no longer manipulated. Because here you're manipulated by people, you're manipulated by fears, and you don't feel the freedom. And you're afraid of that change. But let me see what this change will bring, so maybe you don't have to feel so afraid of it. It will help you make the best possible decision. See, it's not the change that you're really afraid of, is it? It's making the wrong decision. Yeah, you're like, will I make the right decision? Yes, you will. Have the confidence that you will. Because that change brings you love, gives you back the trust, and gives you victory. Now, this is going to sound incredible, but bear with me. Because what I'm getting from the cards over here is that you guys are so close to finding love. It's amazing. But it's almost like you keep missing each other by a minute or two. And the fates are going to intervene by literally bumping the two of you together. They're saying say goodbye. Say goodbye to the old. Welcome the new. It's the fear that you will not find a way that's holding you back. You will find a way. And let me get back to this energy of somebody who really wants to meet you. Somebody who truly wants to meet you. The fates are doing everything that they can to bring the two of you together. Yeah. It could be that you're at a distance right now, or it could be that you guys are going to meet over the internet. Instant passion, instant desire. Could be somebody who's already watching you. Who's already watching you on the internet. You guys, option number 3, you have major trust issues. I don't blame you, major trust issues. Now, let me say this, for those of you who are in a situationship right now, third party situation, all of those unpleasant energies, there's gonna be someone else. Yeah, there's gonna be someone else. You need to see the truth. The fates are going to help you see the truth. It will be unpleasant, guys. I'm not going to lie. It will be unpleasant, but it sets you free. It sets you free. It opens up space for that new person to come through. See, while you're mourning all of that old stuff, the new person can't come through, but they're waiting patiently. Yeah, you're very afraid of all of that drama. Very afraid of all of that drama. But that person is coming in with completely different energies. They're going to take their time with you. They're going to make sure that you're comfortable. They will get to know you in such a beautiful way. If you do want children, you will have 2 children together. And if you're afraid of making the wrong decision when it comes to love, once again, they're saying, don't be afraid. You're going to make the best possible decision. The fates are going to help you make the right decision over here. Which person to go with? All right, my lovely option number 3. That's what I have for you. Claim the magic of this reading down in the comments below. If you're up for a personal read, send me an email. And check my Patreon page out. All right, guys, take care now. Bye.